Eleanor, look, I appreciate your offer, and I know how hard it is. We both know how hard it is with these employment cases for people to let go.
That's for sure.
And I think I understand your offer. I'm not sure she'll accept it, but I think it's really close to, you know, it's in a range. Are there some things, I think there are some things that would help. For example, do you think your client would allow for the withdrawal of her termination letter and allow her to resign?
What else do you have in mind? Let's get the whole list out. Because
Well,
I'm happy to take that back to them.
Okay, that's fair enough.
But let's do
Well,
whatever else you have on your list there.
I think as a package, it would be a lot more palatable to her if you let her resign. She got rid of the letter of termination in her file, and that she got a letter of recommendation from her supervisor, who, as you know, really didn't have any problems with her. Another thing I think that would be important, because she has said to me a number of times that well, she said it to you, it's not anything that is a surprise to you, but she was very frustrated by what she perceived as just some basic ignorance on the part of some of the people. And so if you were to provide training, I think she would feel like she was justified that she had perhaps made the world a better place. I think that would be important to her.
Well, I will take that back to them, and just so that you understand our perspective, I agree with you. These employment cases can be very complicated. And, you know, your client isn't happy with the $275. She thinks it's too little. My client isn't happy with it because they think it's too much.
Right.
So maybe we're in a good ballpark range here, but it might soften this for my client if I could put a couple of things on the table so that you're taking some things back to your client, I'm taking some things back to mine. So I'm happy to talk with him about withdrawing the termination, a recommendation letter, and some training. Here's what I think would be of value to them.
All right.
They want confidentiality about this from your client. I'm willing to make that a mutual confidentiality. We don't want other employees thinking all they have to do is bring a lawsuit and it gets settled.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, we want a non-disparagement provision, pretty much a standard one that you and I have worked with before.
The mutual.
Mutual, I'm happy to do that. We also want to make it clear that in return for the recommendation that allows her to get another job, we would like an agreement that she will not apply here again.
All right, no rehire. I say all right, I mean, I have to run this by her, but I understand
Sure.
what you mean. Okay, so you will talk to we're kind of hovering around the $275,000 figure. You'll talk to your client about withdrawing the termination letter, allowing her to resign, a letter of recommendation from her supervisor, and training for your people. And I will talk to my client about mutual confidentiality, mutual non-disparagement, and a no rehire, meaning that she would agree that she wouldn't apply to work there again.
Yeah, just between us, the training, we do that every 2 years anyway. It's already scheduled. That's not going to cost us anything. None of these things you're asking for will be an expense to the company, but if you can come back with agreement from your client on our terms, I think that will make, it will enable us to solidify the 275. And
All right.
I'm more hopeful that we'll be able to strike a deal.
Well, on the no rehire, when I take that back to her, your company is always expanding. Could we talk to her about a no rehire that was as of the companies that you own as of this agreement? Because if you go and acquire something else in the industry and then she can't apply to that either, that I think would be a little onerous.
I understand. We can work on the language of something that protects her in that regard.
All right. Well, let me go back and talk to her, and you talk to your client, and let's see if we can get this done.
Great.
All right?
Be nice to have it settled.
It would be.